I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes. I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, you're fine. It's kind of a last second sign up.
Okay, so I think I have it set up correctly.
Okay.
Do you think I have it set up correctly? Now, this is, who am I talking to?
This is Mark.
Mark?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you're just doing production, right?
Oh, I was just doing commentary. Or second commentary.
Oh, you're doing the second commentary. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, no, I saw. I had the list open. I did a game yesterday and saw there was a spot, or I saw they needed second commentary on 2 of the games, and I'd rather watch the lost Kim game. So.
Okay. Are we on right now?
I'm looking at the YouTube feed. I don't think it's being pushed yet, so we did real commercial. So I think commentary's getting set up. So.
Okay, and so what was your last name, Mark?
Last name Ngo.
Okay. Have you done this before?
Yeah, I did a game yesterday. I've done games off and on for curling zone for a while now.
Okay, I've done this before, but years ago.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, so fun. I have not done it with this setup. Okay, so.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
Okay, so I'm just messaging with Jerry.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess. Hello?
Yes?
Okay, so I guess we're live. We can get going. Yep, so we'll just introduce ourselves, the commentators for this morning's game. So my name is Sandra McMakin, and go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, hi, guys. Mark Ngo, joining Sandra on commentary this morning for this fun matchup we got between the Laws rink and the Kim rink. Should be a fun game here.
Yeah, so obviously we're into the first end. And we are watching Team Eunjung Kim playing Kaitlyn Laws this morning. This is the quarterfinals.
Yeah, it looks to be kind of an interesting setup here for a first stand. Not, I can't tell. Yeah, actually, thanks to the production team, you can see that there that one on the backside is, fighting fully. So, this is right then. Looks like as Team Kim's on their way to deuce, as long as they can stick around, of course.
Yep. So Team Kim has the hammer. And right now they have a split house. Boy, this is really curling. Okay, so they're just going to replace that. I'm going to get a time on this so we can see how fast this ice is this morning. So 14-2.
Okay.
And the sweepers are taking it in to the back house to try and make sure that they stay away from a double as much as they can.
Yeah, pretty big gap, so no need to take on this double. I mean, they'll try to make a roll right here to get it a little bit closer, but not going for double by any means.
Okay.
There's just nose here, yeah. No need to get too fancy. I mean, could roll away a tiny bit, but yeah, just nose here, yeah.
Sorry, say that again.
You think they're just going for nose here? No need to roll away or anything. Don't have to get too big.
Yeah.
I mean, there's pretty good separation already, so you don't have to go like super hard for anything. I don't think here. This has got some curling to do here. Let's make the hit. Quite enough rate. It does roll a little bit closer, although it's still pretty flat. To make the true double here, so I think they're going to take a crack at the roll, just to try to get closer here.
Okay. And so they've managed to definitely bring those rocks closer together, trying to get out of this end. So obviously Kaitlyn is not here, and Selena is stepped up into the skip position. So Kaitlyn is on a maternity leave.
Oh, that's right. I had forgotten about that. This one's curling quite a bit here. It's definitely going to make contact now. Would stick around.
And there's that mistake that they were waiting for.
How's this one going to stick around?
Yeah, and this one, and everything's such nice down weight hits. They're throwing like about around 11 hog to hog times. That's both teams throwing that.
So with an open house like this, you're just trying to figure out just some sort of line here, not necessarily practicing draw of the button?
Yeah. So, I mean, right now, Kim's just playing likely for a blank on this first end.
Yeah. Oh, so probably needs to draw somewhere towards the
yeah, they'll draw in,
yeah.
and Selena will hit and stick, and then Team Kim will, try to hit and roll out to blank the first end and go to towards the glass with the hammer.
Sandra, I can't recall. Maybe you know more about this, but when's the last time Selena's taken a skip roll?
Actually, I think the first season that this team played together, Kaitlyn also had a maternity leave, and Selena stepped into the skip position at that time too. Did quite well. I think I watched her in the Scotties.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I'd have to go back and look it up, but I know that she did skip at the very probably like a couple of years ago.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Yes, it's like I couldn't remember, but I want to say I've seen her play it, but. So looks like last rock for Team Kim here. Just hit and roll out for the blank. Yep. It's on its way and it's good. So it does roll out here as planned. So Team Kim will retain hammer, and we'll have the second in for you shortly after this break.
Yeah.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
What do you got? You got one, you got two, you got...
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
Do as much preparation that I normally would, and we're back.
Oh, yeah.
So going towards the glass, Team Kim is going to go for their deuce, and Team Laws starts with a corner or a center guard. They are playing the no tick rule, so as long as that guard is touching center line, it can't be moved until the fifth rock. Or after the fifth rock.
Sam, do you like them coming in on their first year instead of setting up the corner guard?
Well, you know,
Yeah.
I guess it just depends on how aggressive you want to be and how, messy you want the front of the house to get. So, a lot of times if the non-hammer team comes in top 4, the hammer team will then put up their corner guard, and then, it's just a, difference in the order of procedures. If you want to pull the game all the way down into the 4-foot right off the bat, a lot of teams are, if they like the ice and you've got good swing, come around the center. You can actually put up a delayed corner if you want.
Yep. This one's coming up a hair short. So it's in kind of a tricky spot here. So it's like they are going to try to address it somehow. Don't know if they can ever get to the low side. But already an interesting situation here. I would just try to carve this over, and this has got a lot of air right now.
Yeah. And then they opted to keep it straight, so they didn't push the red one over behind the guard even further.
Yeah, a bit of a mistake. And so now, Team Kim, well, they do have shot rock, they don't have corners, and we'll see how Selena elects to play this one.
Okay, so free guard zone is off, and she's going to try to do more than one thing with us. So if she can get rid of the center guard, possibly pick off a red one, and maybe even get a corner out of it.
Yeah.
Let's see how many things that she can do with this stone.
Asking for a lot. There's some danger to the shot, but definitely she's able to make some solid contact. It's definitely going to be able to change.
Oh, we're over curling.
Now, that is going to be tough here. So for Team Laws, they have a couple options here. It looks like they're electing to go with the center guard. Is there no reason to get rid of that Kim Rock there?
No. So they're going for a steal, which means that they need a guard up, so they don't have one.
Looks like this one's going to be pretty tight. And does curl up quite nicely. So Kimmerink will get another shot at this kind of run double. Just takes the top one off. And looks like we'll see another card here. I see Rick in the chat. Hey, good morning, Rick. Thanks for joining us. Got a fun one here between Team Kim and Team Lost. Looking forward to watching, see how the rest of this game will play out. And
All right,
another
that's
good
a
card.
nice one.
Boy, they do make it look pretty easy, yeah.
Yep. And that was like about a 17.5 for that guard. So the ice is pretty fast.
Some discussion here. Are they thinking about playing this tap here on the outturn side, or what's the discussion here, Sandra?
Well, I guess what they're trying to figure out is which way to come. Oops. Yeah, which way to come to get the guard. They're still going to try and get the guard off because the Kim skip needs to have a shot for her hammer. So right now, and again, I still think that they're trying to do more than one thing with a stone. So if they can do, get rid of the guard and maybe move some of those other ones around a little bit, it would change how this end is going to, move towards the Kim team who has the hammer. So right now, the house, if you look at the way that the house is set up, it actually looks like it belongs to the non-hammer team, and they want to change how that looks. Okay, and there's, again, just a straight peel.
Straight peel. See another guard here. Pretty locked down. Gotta imagine this is gonna be pretty spot on. This one's maybe over curling a hair here. Does cover a sliver. I feel like they can make a play at this. Just the straight run here. Not necessarily but I mean, do you still need to get rid of the guard, right? Because that even if you make a double, right, then they're just gonna sink one around.
Yeah, so she does have, I mean, just about all of the red rock in the 12-foot. There is really no pro side air on this shot, though. So, I mean, you're either going to get it and probably jam on the red that's behind it, or you're going to jam on your own yellow.
Yeah,
so
that would be a disaster. Looks like they're playing that little kind of quiet tap here on this outturn side.
Yep. So we're in Skip's first rock. Okay. So she is going to change strategy away from the center guard because they're just going to put it back, and she's going to be in the same situation where she's going to be forced to one. So they're going to change tactics and see if they can't get to their yellow one and move things around.
This is last rock, so
She's
I think we're rocking.
Is it coming over? Oh, just about.
Yeah, that's kind of the worst possible outcome there. You know, if you've wrecked the guard, you want to wreck it a little bit more so you move it out of the way, but you actually make the guard a little bit better for them. It does make that hit a little bit more straightforward, so I think that's what Jocelyn and Lynn are discussing, is where to kind of protect that tap and ideal placement here.
Yeah, so they're just, looking at the guard. I mean, there's no sense in trying to do anything with a yellow. You would just probably be helping out the other team. There's potential to actually move the yellow onto the red and, hand the Kim team a deuce this end. So if you put a guard on it, basically you force them to a draw for one.
Still discussing this. All right. I may have missed some of the on ice tapping. What's the call here, Sandra?
Well, it looks like they are going to put that guard on just on the, as we're looking at it, the right-hand side of center line. They've opted to go with an intern, probably because there's a fair amount of swing and they, think that they can get better rock placement with this turn. Okay. She did tap at, like she wanted more of a, like a long guard or a one, something like that. So as long as they, put a rock somewhere, hopefully about maybe a foot away from the center line on the right-hand side of the sheet, they'll have accomplished their force.
Gotcha. This kind of reminds me of something we discussed in the QE more Zoom where it seems like this rink has a little bit of a kind of a dish, so not fighting a little bit to kind of cross that center line to get this uphill,
Yeah.
Initially, that looked like tight broom to me here.
Yeah. So like there's two ways to get to the 4 foot. That's what you're talking about, the dish. So like if you go way out in the 12, you can get a swing that comes around, but because of the dish, you can get there with a lot less ice. In sort of the flat part of the sheet.
And well read, well judged by the sweepers. I think they maybe liked it maybe a touch tighter, but all intents and purposes, that kind of shuts down that shot here. So I think graphic is, I think we're still maybe ahead a rock or two. See when we get back to the other side here. Oh, looking at this kind of quiet angle run.
Well, you know, like, to me, she's got to draw. But for some reason, she doesn't seem to want to just do a draw. Maybe they're thinking about, how do you get there with the broom sort of thing. But they've been drawing there around center guards and stuff the entire end. So
Yeah. And it looks
she doesn't really have a shot for 2. So she's going to have to draw for her 1.
Well, I think the graphic, I think we're just a little bit ahead on rocks to see another rock there in the back corner. So I think this is the first skips rocks for Team Kim here.
Oh.
Yeah. So it makes a little more sense. I think they were thinking, maybe playing that tap red on the yellow, and you maybe give yourself a little bit more options here, but it looks like they're just going to take 2 shots at this draw here, which I think is very reasonable.
Oh, I see what you mean. We still have another rock left. Our little number of rocks was off count.
Does need to settle in. It does end up sitting back, but full 4 and shot rock. There's definitely room, so yeah, I think so. He's just going to try to follow them down and just sit on top there. I mean, if she can move it a smidge, I think it's really good, but that rock is pretty overburied by, I don't know if they can really move it half a rock.
I think she can. If she just skinnies around, like that red, I think that she could move it.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, and if she does make it, it'll leave Kim ideally the same shot, but looking at against 2 this time. Final rock for Team Lost skipped by Selena Negevin this weekend. Just a little bit of clean. It's got more room by the guard this time here, so now they're going to switch to carve it a little bit. This one's got a lot of curling to do.
Yeah.
Weight's pretty close, but that one is just going to settle in for.
Yeah, and now she does have a draw for 2. She just threw it. So they'll just use their same broom. And she's even got
she got a little bit of backing now too. So.
She's got a little bit of backing there, so. Now I don't know what our graphic is saying.
Final rock for Eunjung Kim. Just needs to draw a full 4-foot. So sweepers indicates got plenty here. Needs to curl. May need the backing here.
Now it's cutting over. Oof.
I
Yeah,
think
looks like
that
they got
one.
the one because I
Yeah,
think the one at the top of the 4 foot
I
is.
think. Yeah, I think it's just the one there. So, Team Kim with the Schaffer skips two, so only able to get their one. So, they will take 1-0 lead. Team Laws will have hammer. Third set this break.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
All right, guys, welcome back. My name is Martin, joined on commentary by Sandra McMakin. Got a good match here between Team Kim and Team Laws in the quarterfinals of the Saville Grand Prix.
Yep. So slid to the back of the 4, trying to get that buried. It doesn't look like the center guard is actually on center.
So with that sliding back 4, if you're Team Kim, do you want kind of dead frozen, or do you still want this above T here?
Let me see. I don't know. I think that I would still like it above T.
Okay.
But, which is, I mean, they're, a little bit short. So again, we're in odd ends going towards the scoreboard, which means that Team Kim is going to try and steal or force one. So this is why they're, putting up their center guard, coming around to the center, trying to pull play into the 4 foot.
Like Team Laws is, see where this one ends up here.
That's a pretty nice shot. Boy, it looks like they get to about, maybe 10 feet away from the house and they just cut right over with the right weight.
Yeah. Definitely some good finish here. Still, I mean, I think if you're either team, I think you like the situation here. That rock in the top 8-ish is at a good angle for Team Laws, so Looks like Team Kim was just going to try to maybe. Or are they trying to just kind of tap it and just move it a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah. So she's taken ice for a bit of a tap.
This one's got some curling to do. Coming in nicely,
It's
though.
actually pretty good. It's going to come in real nice.
That's good sweeping there.
So, and that's the fifth rock. So I would say she's going to start getting rid of, what's in front of the house, making sure that she actually has a shot for her hammer.
Is she trying to kind of slash these Kim rocks here? Looks like they're playing off the one that's maybe the last one for Team Kim just through. That was the tap.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's going to see if she can do a slash double. Ooh. Almost had it. So that the thing about that, the yellow rock, it's not quite on center, like I said. So on swingy ice, if you're the hammer team, you could say, you know what, we're going to consider that to be a corner guard. Because it's really like they have the whole button.
Yep. Do here. It's Team Kim eyeing up here. Looked like they were initially talking about just kind of like corner frozen on the top one, but looks like they might just try to make a play on this back one. Asking for a little bit more sweep here. Does make it by that guard and is going to appear to get not close to frozen, but pretty close to that top red one, so unable to use it.
Yeah.
So it's quick to say, all right, we got to start ripping up this front now. Does rip the guard here, and now they'll look like to put this back here.
Yeah, so they'll put the center guard back, and I would say that they want one that is more on center.
Yep. So it's maybe a hair heavy here, but I think they have to go to get it to move over.
Okay. That's a nice shot. Okay, she's going to see if she can line up something, change angles around a little bit there.
I mean, there's no way we keep the red here, is there?
I'm not sure.
They all go here.
This is going to get something.
Oh.
Nice.
And just as I thought that red would go, she picks off both those rocks cleanly. So.
Oh, you mean the shooter?
Oh no! The one that's kind of biting the 8 foot.
Oh,
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they weren't quite frozen, but I thought there wasn't that much room between them. But it's a wonderful shot there.
Yeah.
So I think they're discussing hitting this rock and then moving it. I mean, I feel, gosh, almost like guarding it or just corner freezing again, taking away that run back effectively.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what their goal for the end is. If their goal for the end is to steal, she should put a guard back up and continue on with that, along that way.
Yeah. Looks like they are going to settle on this kind of hit and roll over and try to set up this force here.
Yeah. So if their goal is to force, then if they can remove a red and split the rocks apart, then eventually they'd likely get a force.
You're going to have to go to make sure to keep this on the high side, but that's pretty good there. Does hit and rolls to pretty much right on the center line.
Mm-hmm.
Ask Jocelyn here to see if we can make another double here. This one's a hair quieter. Should be pretty close.
And she kept her shooter in play. Both these teams have been playing a pretty clean game. We had a little bit of view of, some of the games on the sheets that are next, and there were a lot more rocks in play in some of those games.
Mm-hmm.
But it is early. It's only third end.
First, just skips rocks here in the third end. Kim just looking to hit and roll this back towards the center. Does flop a little bit towards the center line, but still open. Shot rock is open. There's room for Selena to hit this and sit 1-2. Yeah, is that the plan here, Sandra?
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously they have to hit it on the low side, right? They can't hit it if they hit nose or on the high side. They're going to, they have to hit it on, say, the left side of the rock.
Yeah, room side. Yeah.
So that they don't jam.
Yes.
But they still want to create some distance between their, where their shooter ends up and their existing shot rock, or what will be the shot rock on the back of the 4. So we'll see what she throws for weight here. I think she put a little bit more on this than they've been throwing.
Yeah. Definitely still going to get.
This is really still only a 10.5.
Yeah.
So. I mean, I think that she probably is not happy with where that with where her shooter ended up rolling to, since this is a pretty easy double, and she'll probably even get a little bit of a roll towards her own rock that's in the 12-foot.
Yep. That would be interesting to see where this rolls and see if that lines up sort of double to blank here. But first thing, Team Kim's got to make her first double.
Yep.
Sweeping to make a move. This has got a lot of.
And only get one.
Yep. Oh.
That was a break.
If you're a Team Kim fan, I'm sorry for a little bit of commentator's curse. But yeah, I mean that looked to be a pretty routine double here.
It just didn't, like she brought her weight up a little bit and it didn't move.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things, is that they've been playing all of their hits with such down weight. And then as soon as they brought their weight up, now they're seeing that those rocks are not really moving.
Yeah. So, something negative in skipping the loss rink this weekend. We'll just have draw out of the 8-foot to get a deuce back. To sweep this.
It's 15 on the nose.
Okay.
Good sweeping.
Good sweep. Gets it to almost the 4-foot. So they do make their draw for 2. So Team Laws will have a 2-1 lead. Team Kim will have hammer in the 4th just after this break.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmerler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Join us this March for the House of Hearts Charity Bonspiel in Duluth, Minnesota. Help raise funds for Project Joy, who provides meals for hungry kids in our community. Every donation helps to ensure no child goes hungry. Join us and make a difference. Together, we can spread.
All right, we are back. Fourth in, Team Laws did get the deuce in last end, so Team Kim will have hammer. We're able to get the names on the graphic updated, so hope everyone's doing good this morning. Thanks for everyone that's joining us this early morning for at least me, where I'm bringing you this game here. So thanks to everyone who's watching it all across the world. So Team Kim with hammer this end. Previously, they were electing to go underneath the center. This end, shaping up to be a little bit different, throwing a corner guard this time. So that's kind of fun. See a little bit of difference in strategy this end. So center up, corner up now. Let's come behind the center guard. Appears to be pretty close. A lot of room, so switching from the straight side to the curl side. See if we can get this buried here. Weight's pretty close and a lot of late movement here. Just gonna bury maybe a quarter of it here. Appears to be just right on the T line, so instead of drawing here while it's open, looks like Team Kim is gonna elect to try to hit this and maybe kind of roll low and away underneath the corner. Does make the hit, rolls towards that corner, but not quite thin enough to get over here. So, so now with the center guard and the corner guard, we're going to get a couple of races to see who's able to make the kind of hit and roll underneath their respective guards. On the way here. Sweeper's kind of on and off. This is going to be pretty close. Does get it on the high side as asked. And it appeared to overroll just a bit, but then kind of spun back down at the last second. So I'd say probably 3/4 buried here. So yeah, and of course you'd rather be, have that overroll to make it kind of impossible to get it towards your corner. So they can get to it, but they're only going to be able to get it to kind of quiet weight. And there may be enough room to fit another rock on top too. So. So another one of these kind of quiet weight shots here. Doesn't need to kill it, but I think they're more concerned about placement here. Does need to curl a little bit at the end. Does make contact, does make a shot rock. Poking out a little bit. I think there's enough separation that they'll be able to get to it and not jam on their back one. got a whole lot of air to it. So where Team Kim was indicating looked like there is trying to maybe set something like top 4, top 8-ish. And yeah, I guess you can kind of Christmas tree this just a little bit here. Cooper's got to go hard to get this around the top one. Does appear to be by it now. Where's it going to end up? So we do get the kind of Christmas tree effect, but that's good 4 to 6 feet short of where they want it to be. So Team Loss is going to get another kind of crack on this. Although it's a little bit more covered, so I think we're just playing just a straight kind of draw tappy weight here. This one's got a lot of room, but it should finish nicely because I think the weight's a bit better here. Sweeper's kind of escorting it. Now going on the curl side. See if we have the legs to get down there. So doesn't settle in for shot rock, but it's at a great angle for Team Loss uses later. And so knowing that's going to be a little bit of a problem, and with hammer, Team Kim's going to try to open up the front here. So let's see what they got. This one's hanging out just a hair. Coming in now. Does pick the red over the top, so he really needed to get both going there. So a little bit of a half shot there from Team Kim. Now we're discussing kind of where's ideal placement for this rock. I think they initially kind of tapped somewhere in like that kind of top 4-ish spot underneath that yellow. This one's got to move a little bit here. It's coming in nicely, and it is going to just tick off shot rock, spin off, and sit kind of the back button space. I don't know who. I guess it's got to be still Kim is shot rock, but not in a great spot here. So. She could try to put one right there. But man, that makes that 4-foot really, really crowded here. So, interesting decision here, right? They could try to run this yellow onto that kind of danger red rock in the top 4-foot, but I don't know. If you guys are watching in the chat, please feel free to chime in your thoughts here. Yep, and it looks like we have some time to discuss here because Team Kim is going to talk a little bit of a timeout here. Yeah, so the overhead cam, I think you're talking, you can place it like kind of top 4. know, putting it top 4 or even on the corner of that red to make that run back a little bit more, gives you some possibilities of a 3 maybe. I don't know. Marianne, you like to draw? Like draw for second shot here, just like kind of biting the button versus I think that's I think this basically I think there's 3 shots here, right? Like you're corner freezing on that red, you're drawing biting button, or you're just gonna go ahead and take the run now. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're throwing the freeze, the corner freeze, then you're gonna have to play that run basically to get some use out of it. I guess they're always gonna have some of these corners to run too. Talking over with the coach back there. Yeah, Mary, I think I'm with you. I think I like the draw, just biting the button, sitting at least third, maybe second here. Leave this, last of thirds rocks here. Cooper's on it immediately out of hand here. This one's got to go for weight and line, I'm afraid. And this one is going to end up good 6 feet short here. I don't hate it, but yeah, you definitely would have liked that a bit closer. A great effort by the sweepers just to get it to that point. So now I think Celine does have to play this kind of tap here right now. Yeah, I think it's just the angles aren't perfect for them. I guess if they try to get this on the high side, they might be able to hit it and then just kind of roll a little bit under those kind of staggered center guards. I think that's the play there. It does come with a little bit of risk, though. If you're ever hitting the guard, you're possibly spilling some of those rocks in. You don't want to help out the other team if you can avoid that. First just skips rocks here. Personally negative. Weight looks good. Looks like it is going to get by the guard here. That's a pretty good result there. So does end up making contact on their own rock that was kind of in the back 4 space, but more importantly, he gets rid of the Kim rock that was locked-ish on there. So now Team Law is sitting 1, 2, and 3. I think this is a little quiet weight here. They're sweeping it hard on the straight side. Now it's got to curl. Got to curl it here. Does make contact. Does lose the shooter. So Team Law is still sitting 1, 2, 3. But Kim will definitely have a shot on her last. A little bit of separation with the guard, so you're going to have some sort of you're going to be able to run something back here. A trick here for Team Laws is kind of where do you put this? You know, you wouldn't mind some separation here to make this run slightly tougher. But definitely happy with just giving up a force at best here. Last rock for Selena. Asking to go hard for weight now. Starting to curl pretty hard, but I think we've got a good amount of room there. Yep. Now just trying to get the back distance here. Does settle in for a just biting the 8-foot here, so you got options here, and I think it's just kind of preference here. I'm gonna be playing something with quiet weight, either off that red that's shot rock or tapping yours up. They are electing to hit the open one there. Super's going to keep it online, but well, they're going pretty hard at first. They're selling it now. That's a good shot under pressure. Just quiet weight. Hit. So Team Kim does make the hit, forced to take their 1. So we got a tie game here, and we'll have the 5th end loss with hammer after this break.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardlines Ice Band has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss. But it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
This is it. It all comes down to this rock. The hours in the gym, the weeks away from my family. This is what I've been training for. And all those voices trying to tear me down, I'm here to silence them. We've given everything we have for a chance to get everything we want.
All right, we are back. Just the break after the fourth end. Sandra, are you still with us here?
I am.
Yeah, so I got to see kind of a fun last end. Did end up with a force for 14 Kim, but a lot of interesting angles and a lot of decisions to be made there. And so we got 4-ish ends of curling left, tie game. So we'll see who's able to put up like maybe a big number here.
Yeah, so in that last end, Team Kim did a great shot. Well, was it against 3 or 4? At the end
Yeah,
there,
4, yeah.
Their one. At one point during the end, I was a little surprised they put up a corner guard and never tried to come around their corner guard. There was a couple of hits with attempts to roll at the very beginning.
Yeah.
But I was hoping that they were going to try and come around their corner guard at some point, but play just stayed in the 4-foot area, and she had a couple of shots for like run backs. But now it's tied, and Selena has, or Team Laws has the hammer. They just made a decision that was that center line guard is actually touching the center line.
Yep. And it looks like they'll just go ahead and loop this behind here. Starting to move here, but still a good amount of room here. Now, let's see where this weight's going to end up here. It does settle in the top of the 12-foot here, and so plenty of room here, and we'll see Team Kim put one in the rings here.
And they're managing to hold this out, see if they can, get by this guard and bury into the forefoot. Oh,
Just tick off.
Just barely ticked.
Pretty good effort for them. I will say I've been pretty impressed with Team Kim's front end, their sweeping abilities all
Yeah.
game here.
Oh yeah, they've always been, great weight judges, great sweepers.
This one's curling quite a bit here. And that is, you're going to lose one rock. Yeah. So a little bit of a miss from both teams here. And we've got kind of an interesting end. We've got kind of a center. I mean, it's touching the center line here. And Team Kim has shot rock. Laws has got a counter off to the side here. So you don't hate it if you're either team, but...
So she's decided to kind of put up a double center guard situation. The guard that they have is touching center. It's not, it's more to one side of the forefoot than the other. So they'll see if they can't block that off just a little bit more.
This one here is going to be... It's interesting. Hair short, does kiss the side of the rock, and actually looked to be bouncing off just a hair, but actually spun down just a little bit, so... Be interesting to see... If that one's slightly ahead, if there's any sort of chance to get them all moving, but I think that's just slightly behind it. So
Nice shot.
Oh
Woo!
yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering if that was going to happen there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a bunch of rocks just kind of within a foot of the center line here, and then just a couple shots later, everything's out to the wings now. So this looks reminiscent of the first end, where you've kind of got some rocks all around the edges here. Now, there is a corner guard, so if Team Lost can ever get one to hit and roll underneath that, then they're a little bit back in business here.
Yeah. So, yeah, Team Laws, they have the hammer.
Yes, yeah. Team Kim
they have the hammer. So by hitting this, it looks to me like she's trying to keep the blank in play. Otherwise, she would just try to draw around that corner guard. And as long as they keep these rocks, a good distance apart, it looks like they're going to be about even in the house. So there shouldn't be a double left after this.
Sandra, for this type of hit, do you like kind of going inside out here, or is it just kind of like preference on the thrower, turn versus out turn?
I don't know. I kind of like throwing outside in.
Yeah.
But I know
kind of what I
that,
was.
but like I coach a lot of juniors.
Yeah.
And outside in seems to be easier for them to do. Inside out, we have to practice and practice because that the rock that they're supposed to be hitting is just seems to be such a draw to their eye. And we end up doing what I call a crossfire, where we don't actually throw at the broom. We throw directly at the rock and then miss it on the other side.
Yeah.
So, a lot of teams do really like inside out.
Yep. Yeah, no, I never, I've heard that, or just, preferring, outside in, right? Or that's the way we should be throwing it, but never heard the reason for it. So thanks for sharing that with me this morning. I'm sure the audience appreciates that. Yeah, they're getting to watch some good curling for free and picking up a little hints here. Thanks, Sandra.
Mm-hmm. So again, you can see that Selena's trying to keep that blank in place. She's going to hit and try to get closer to the one that's over on the 12-foot. See if at some point she can, manage to get rid of that one as well.
Now, if that rock was ever above T, are you ever going behind trying to hit and roll underneath that corner? Does that make a difference, or did they already kind of make up their mind as that?
It just looks to me like she's trying to play for a blank.
Yeah.
This is where she's using the scoreboard as her game plan and trying to maneuver her way into closing the game in a way that's to her advantage. So if she manages to blank this and then she goes towards the glass with the hammer, then, in theory, she has two hammers to their one and is in a better position to win the game.
Yeah. Great point there. So with that one rolling out here, I'm just going to give Team Kim a chance to try to tuck the piece under the corner. Looks like a lot of ice, but as long as there's separation, I guess, no doubles. A little bit of a discussion here. What do you think they're discussing here? Are they talking about we're going to roll this here?
Yeah, I think that they're discussing, like the likelihood of her rolling over to the other rock and managing to get out of the end with a blank. I think that there's a fork in the road here, and she's discussing whether she should just try and go for her deuce by hitting and rolling behind the corner guard.
This appears to be hit and roll ice, yeah?
Yep.
first rock from negative here. Sweeper's doing a good job of holding it on the high side.
This looks like it could be a good shot. Go, go, go. Nice roll. I mean, you can still see a part of that. They can still get it.
Yeah.
It needed to actually roll like maybe another couple inches more, 2 or 3 inches more. And it would have been like a really tough shot.
Yeah. I mean, it's shot rock, 90% buried. There's quite a bit of distance between that guard. So, you know, at this level, and with the front end that Team Kim has, you expect this to be.
That was interesting how she placed her broom. Did you notice that? How they measured using length of broom head?
Yeah, I did. I saw that little kind of thing. That's kind of fun.
So I would say that she's obviously throwing a real downweight hit, probably, somewhere between backline and hack, enough to move the rock out, definitely. But they want some play. They're going to keep the curl in to get around that guard.
Yeah. On it early, trying to carve this over. And just here the guard.
It's coming. Oh, all right. And so there's the blank.
Yeah.
I think with Team Kim's last one, I think she might have had just a little bit more weight than what she wanted.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably
She had
closer
taken
to...
a lot of ice, and then she obviously they wanted to keep their shooter around, but I think she was just a little bit up weight on that.
Yeah, just a hair, and that rock was 90% buried, right? And that's a great shot that Negative made. So this one's getting close to no. It's gonna have to sweep hard.
Well,
and
it's a jam.
Yeah, that hangs on for a sliver. So team lost, getting that force. So yeah, they'll take a 3-2 advantage. Team Kim will have hammer in the sixth end after this break.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's Ice Band has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
What do you got? You got one, you got two, you got...
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
All right, we are back. Quarterfinal action of the Saville Grand Prix. Got a good matchup here between Team Kim and Team Laws, skipped by Selena Negavan this weekend. Yeah, very interesting last night. Even though it was pretty wide open there, still a lot of things to kind of account for. A really, really nice kind of hit and roll. And just a hair too much weight on Kim's last rock. And too much nose on Negavan's last rock. Get the force, and now Kim has hammer in the important 6th end. Down 1 here, so we're shaping up to be a good finish here.
This is a little on the wide side.
Go ahead and take this one back 8 here.
Okay. And so Kim is going to use her corner guard. She's going to come around that corner guard. That rock that's at the back, what is it, back 8? That's a rock that she can actually use as well at some point during the end.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll be able to get behind the corner and be shot, right? Which is basically ideal here. This one's maybe just a sliver heavy here, and he's going to give it a go. So it appears to be second, so we're definitely going to have some rocks in play at the beginning of the set for sure.
Just lining up, making sure she doesn't jam on her rock sitting behind the corner guard. She probably is counting on that being her second point at some point.
Nice quiet weight here. I'm gonna curl it nicely. Get it enough to avoid the jam. It flops over just a little bit. Did they want that to kind of roll just a little bit more there and open up that back one, or?
I think they did want to roll a little bit further to the wings on that one.
See, I guess similar shop image from other side here.
Yeah. So Selena doesn't like that one.
Yeah.
So she wants it to be her color. That was a nice shot.
No, both teams in still decent situations here.
Yeah. So Team Kim's gonna try and do more than one thing with this next stone. See if she can't like get rid of the center guard, maybe pick off the other top red.
Yep.
And maybe even get another corner out of it.
Yeah. It's going hard to try to move this over here. And you can see it moving.
Oh, yeah.
Goes
It
over
just
the top
needed
of everything.
it just needed to curl another, millimeter, 2 millimeters.
Yeah. Very close, but now it does open up that side quite a bit, so gonna have to be very delicate on where you're putting this rock for Team Laws here. I think some discussion on whether you sink one in there instead 1-2, or for kind of freezing on top of that one.
Yeah.
Kind of eliminating it.
Yeah. Again, I think it comes down to their goal. If they're, trying to steal, they should put their center guard back up, or at least something maybe a little bit to the right of center line.
Yeah.
And close that 4-foot down a little bit.
And so
she's going to come around and neutralize the one that's behind the corner guard, and that could be playing more towards a force.
Yep. Now, if you want to play towards the force here, do you like this call rather than just kind of trying to sink one underneath that other red rock on that line?
Yeah. I actually would like to see them put a guard back up and pull the play towards the center. It looked to me like, they were trying to control the fifth end and get a blank out of it so that they could come towards the glass with the hammer. And so they wanted to, to me, they wanted to score with a hammer. And they still have a chance to score with a steal, but they would be better off with a center guard.
That is pretty close to perfect. You can walk it down and make it a little bit more better. But that's pretty good right there. So
yeah.
What are your options here if you're your Team Kim? Are you talking just freezing right there on top of that one? Playing this game?
She gets an angle freeze. Like, it's hard to tell from this, unless we have an overhead shot. I can't see exactly where it's sitting in relation to the T line. But if she can do an angle freeze on the front there, and get, at least, she might even be able to get shot. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
think that one is just straddling the T line or maybe slightly above. We'll get the overhead cam as it's rocking the house, I'm sure. Have to go to keep us on the high side here.
Yeah. It's taken off on them. It's not going to be where they wanted it, but
All right, so now if your team laws here, you've effectively cut off that corner here. So you kind of, I mean, you're in a good situation to force here, but you got 3 rocks to play with here. So is the discussion here kind of going back to trying to steal by putting up a center line guard, or what are your thoughts here, Sandra?
Yeah, she's thinking that she might come in. I guess they're just talking about the rock placement. You see where she's got her broom on the center? That's where I think they need to go.
Yeah.
You know, they've got first and second shot right now. Okay. I mean, they could. I mean, the goal would be to steal, but the goal would be to steal, but steal 1, right?
Yeah. And if they're talking about this guard, you're putting it, just off the center line, right? Just to make that even, draw a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
If Kim needs to draw a 4-foot on her last. I think Jocelyn indicating just putting it maybe in the draw path here. More in the draw path and less of a guard here.
Yeah.
Jocelyn went back, but I think they're still discussing this. It looks like they're okay. I thought for a second they were thinking about drawing in there again. This one appears to be pretty close. Doesn't quite make it over the center line, but I think that's just fine, right?
Yeah.
I think they wanted a little bit more over.
It's a nice shot. So now what's happened is Team Kim has kind of thrown in the towel of bringing those rocks back into play on the side. They're into, this is their third to last rock.
Yeah.
So they're going to come in around that center guard.
Now, if it was their thirds first, would they ever just maybe try to make a run on their corner, like straight back?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that run back is there, right? The way those rocks are sort of lined up.
Yeah. I think it's the fan and the hitter in me that likes to see the run attempts here. That ruck does slide deep here for Team Kim, and now they are fully able to take advantage of the centerline guard now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that that yellow slid, that far back.
This one's coming in nicely. Definitely can't afford to overbury this. The other guard in play there. Right, so is this just? Yeah, they have to play this run, right? Like, drawing doesn't. Yeah, you just have to open up for your 1 here at this point.
Yeah. I mean, there's potential, other things that could happen here.
Yeah.
But I think she just really wants to get rid of the guard and hopefully pick the one off the 4-foot.
Gonna have to try to make this curl. Might be close here. Let's move it off the 4-foot. Flips it to the other side. Oh, there's a big mess over there. I think the plan's the same. I think they're initially looking to see if there's any sort of crazy run for like a 3 or a 4 over there, but that.
Yeah. See, I just think that there's too many jams lined up over there, and she's got that really nice center guard. Just go around your center guard.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, I guess they're thinking that, they're going to lose the back yellow that the red's frozen on if Kim were to hit that. Yeah. But I guess it could still be a hit for 3.
Yeah, I just don't know if that red, spills out ever. The one that's kind of sandwiched there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think you're ever losing that back red, the one that's sandwiched there. I think you can just go top 4 bite button here. But I guess that's the other question here is like, what if you guard that, then you're just leaving Team Kim with that just kind of that draw that they
Oop,
just missed,
I think-
basically.
Yeah.
Oh, granted, that was their bias, yeah.
See, they must be thinking that if you came with big weight on the rad, the front, the one closest to the forefoot, and got to almost nose, so that you just barely clipped the rad behind that, could you squirt that one out the side a bit, or even move it enough that you could get like 2 or 3 out of it?
Yep. Broom down and
So this is a draw against 2.
last rock for Team Kim. Just needs to bite the forefoot. Plenty of room by the guard, just a matter of weight here.
This looks
curl.
heavy.
This is back line.
Wow.
Team Laws, I believe, still 2.
That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah. So
looked like they just stole 2.
So Team Kim will keep hammer down 3 in the 7th end, which we'll have for you after this break.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
All right, we are back in the 7th end. Gonna probably see a bit of a different setup here, as fortunately Team Kim was a bit heavy on their last draw. Gave a steal of 2 to Team Laws, who helped set a pretty pressure end for them. So, so we'll see how Team Kim sets this up here. Well, Sandra, for this situation here, I always like to ask people that I'm doing commentary with, when you need to get at least a deuce here, do you like having your corners on the same side or opposite sides here?
I mean, you really just need. Oh, there's a hogged rock. You just really need a couple of corners, and I have seen really good results with the two corners on the same side. So one of the things you got to watch out for, and that they're going to come out and peel something.
Mhm.
So you have to make sure that your corners, like that, they're not going to do some sort of a double peel. But for the skips, you got to make sure that you still have access to a 4-foot, right? Because sometimes on really swingy ice, if you put up, if you box things in with two corners, then all of a sudden it gets to the point where you don't have a way to get to the 4-foot because of the swing of the ice the corners are blocking you. Mind you, with Team Laws up 3, I doubt that there's going to be too much. At some point, I think that she's just going to start peeling, making sure that they don't have the opportunity to, score a bunch of points this end. Even this rock, she called it for the center, but it's going to be like a short center or even a biter, right? So it's going to be close.
This one is, I think it's a hair off the center line.
That's just a little bit longer than I think they would have wanted it.
Yep. Ooh. Always makes me nervous there. I always kind of wait to the last second.
Yeah. Nice shot buried around that guard.
Yeah, and above T line.
Yeah, but free guard zone, is definitely off for Team Laws now. So this is where they're just going to open everything up.
Oh, they're talking about sinking another one in there?
Yeah. So, when you're down 3, they really need to get at least 2.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
They really need to use the opposition's own rocks against them. So, to bring your weight up and hit, especially this early in the end, you could actually lose your own shooters then.
Yeah.
You're better off just to keep your weight down, keep rocks in play, and you never know. Maybe you can get a 3 somewhere.
Yeah.
And that red rock in front of the house, that's not quite on center.
Yeah.
So on swingy ice, sometimes you can just say, you know what, we're going to consider that to be a corner guard
The
because
guard,
it's
yeah.
not right on center, and we can see the whole button.
He's got plenty of room here. Yeah. Back one here.
That's a nice shot.
Yep, pretty nice there. Double's a little thin here, so I think they're just taking the roll here right on top.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go hard to keep this up here. I think we're getting a lot of the no's there. Let's flop a hair inside.
So they're calling a timeout?
How many timeouts did they get here? I felt like. All right, Coach Sandra, what are we thinking here? You're down 3 in this situation. Where are you putting this rock?
Yeah. I mean, they can just draw around there at some. They can't block it up too much because at some point, it's likely they're going to have to move the red at the back 4.
Yeah.
They could. I mean, you could hit the red one that's open.
Yeah.
Or even tap it back to the back 12. But you could, you can roll either way, right? You could roll and have that one sitting over on the wing, or try and get it behind the guards.
Is there ever a case to just try to go underneath your corner, or is that just giving up on?
The yellow corner?
Yeah, I mean we're on the first of their third rocks here, so
Yeah.
there's still a little bit of time, but I mean I think it's for sure decision time. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to come around. Like they're using the red guard kind of as a corner, right?
Yeah.
So they'll come around there. I think they're going to have to be shot or second shot. Because you could actually, by doing this, you could block off what's going on with your other shot and not be able to get to the other red eventually. This one's like starting to like really dive over.
Turn. Let's get it by the guard. Settle. Yeah, fourth shot here. No, this is just essentially just to unlock the yellow here. You don't care about losing the red in the back necessarily, do you?
No, the red's actually hurting you. So you could, I mean, you got to watch out because now there's a second yellow in there. But sometimes trying to save your own shots, your own rocks in the house is actually hurting you.
This one's moving quite a bit on them too here. And now, if you're Team Kim here, you wouldn't mind the safety of that pocket, but at the same time, you get rid of them both, right? You're possibly bringing that one in the top 12 back into play.
Yeah. Except that the shots at the back of the of the forefoot are basically open. If Team Laws comes in and freezes on that, like, it would take a couple rocks to deal with that.
Yeah. So then, do you need to kind of hit and roll and cover part of that, or?
So is she trying to hit the one on the right and roll behind the guards? I think that's what she's trying to do, isn't it?
I think it's just hitting the one on the right and
maybe staying on
and stick right there. Yeah. Oh, unless she thinks she can. I don't know if she wants to try to pick up the back. She's almost indicating that.
Yeah. See, if they were going to do this, I think maybe they should have done it the last shot.
Yeah. Yeah, she's lining that up. Super hard. Just getting a lot of news. Yep.
Yeah.
My first thought here is if you ever just freeze on shot rock, right? But then you're gonna have to worry about some sort of like slash, some short angle run.
Yeah. I mean, she could go in and freeze on it, but you're kind of leaving yellow rocks around that could potentially give them a 3. So, I mean, if it's not in the house, it can't count, right? So,
yeah.
If they hit and they try to get a roll over, so that they have like second or third shot behind guards, then you would be in a good position to maybe get a force 1. It's going to be hard for them to steal 2 in the last end. That kind of backed up on them a little bit. Oh, here it comes again.
Roll.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Now they can't come in there and freeze. So, if only it wouldn't, I mean, perfect would have been that the yellow was half covered.
Yeah.
You don't roll quite as far because then they would possibly have to move something. Now they don't really have to even move it.
Coming pretty nicely. For Wade. Yep.
Yeah, that's a nice shot.
Being tiny bit of separation here. I mean, if you just throw.
Yeah. So this is her last rock. And
Yeah.
I think she's like saying, you know what, I'll give you 2, but I'm not giving you 3. She's still in a good position to, control the game in the 8th end.
All right, so where's ideal placement here for this one? Are we just going directly on top, or?
I mean, she could go directly on top, anywhere, like top 12, top 8.
Yeah.
The red one at the back is fully in the 4-foot, right? So I guess you got to just make sure that she doesn't have a draw but they've got the red one on the side. She just has to make sure that they don't have a draw for 3.
Yeah. Going to move quite a bit here. Doing a good job keeping him, holding this up here.
This just cuts so bad.
Yeah.
And she does have a draw for 3.
Does have the draw.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that would have been okay if it didn't, if it curled like 6 inches less.
Yeah, there's room for sure here. So big shot here. Team Kim in the 6th end, just heavy on a draw to give Bastille a 2. Now gets full 4. Can get a 3 right back here.
Yeah. And this is where, what we were talking about earlier in the end, sometimes your own rocks are like hurting you.
Yeah.
And maybe they should have, blown out what was going on at the back 4, even if it meant losing their own red.
This one's got some curling to do. Weight's going to be pretty close here.
This looks like it could be a super nice shot.
Yep.
Oh.
Across the side of the button. What a shot there. Team Kim finds the 3 there. Wow, what a great shot. So we'll have a tie game. Team Laws will have hammer in the 8th. Yeah, just wonderful shot. Just right on the tee line. Yeah. Laws will have hammer.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Join us this March for the House of Hearts Charity Bonspiel in Duluth, Minnesota. Help raise funds for Project Joy, who provides meals for hungry kids in our community. Every donation helps to ensure no child goes hungry. Join us and make a difference. Together.
All right, we are back in the 8th end. Team Kim turned this game around, frankly. Give up a steal of 2 on a heavy draw, and then just draw the side of the button to get a 3 in the next end. So, props to them staying in it. Team Laws does have hammer this last end, and and we've got a pretty interesting end shaping up here. Team Kim did start off with a centerline guard, so unable to be moved off that centerline for a few more rocks here.
All right, double center guard.
Yeah, this is always the tricky one, the long center guard.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to sweep it, for the weight, but does need to finish a little bit. Just waiting to the last second for that weight to go off. Doesn't look like it quite makes it to center here, but Team Laws is going to go ahead and swing on around here.
Yeah, sweeping to try and get it to curl, but it seems like there's a funky spot on this right side going towards the glass where they get out just a little bit and they don't finish like the other side.
Yeah. This one is going to end up coming back and sitting kind of back for, leaving the button completely open here. That looked like less ice than Team Lost took on their last one. they're heavy. Does tick it on the way by and rolls to a decent spot there.
Okay, so they're going to try that double peel.
Just go across the face a little bit.
Yeah.
That is not a great outcome because rolls to center guard, hits a potential, fighter catcher in the back for them.
Yeah. She didn't give her a lot of ice. So, the broom was in the middle of the rock and she might have needed just a touch more if you're going to make sure that shooter doesn't stick around.
Yeah. Would you say the miss there on that would have been on the high side,
Yeah.
Straight peel instead of this result here?
Yeah, the miss, obviously they're going for the double peel, but they have to get one of them gone, right?
One's coming in nicely here. All right, try it again here. And she's got it. Center rock again here.
Oof.
Ooh.
That moves some things around.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Straight center guard here. Yeah. Or do you want it a little bit on the left side, partially covering that red a little bit, or just straight center here?
Yeah, just straight center. Unfortunately, that red guard has rolled to a spot that now cuts off the right side of the forefoot if she needs to get to it later.
Yep. So, all right. And just straight peels here, or any sort of trying to slam this into the pile?
I think she's just going for a straight peel. So the good thing for Team Laws is they have that, red one just sitting there waiting to be tapped up a foot or so.
Yeah.
Foot and a half.
So right now, I think, center line guard makes sense here, but on the last one, or maybe second to last, are they ever just trying to make a tighter guard, maybe corner frozen on that yellow in front of that red?
Could be, or you could even put it more on the left side of center to, see if you can't make that tap really, really hard. Like right here, that's pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah. That is interesting. Yeah, visually, this is kind of weird here. I think they may have to just play this on the intern side, yeah?
It's because that red guard on the right is so high.
Yeah.
You know, if it was back, 2 or 3 feet, then this would not be an issue. But it's so high that can you actually get by that and still make it into the 4 foot?
Yeah, I definitely like that spot where they're putting the broom out. Just
I
how
think
do we
they
get
can
there?
get them.
I think there's some good finish on this side here. But
Yeah. I think that they could have got it with the out turn as well.
Yeah.
The problem here, unless they make it over, they could leave their yellow at the back.
Yeah.
So Team Laws definitely has options here.
Yeah.
She really only has to angle tap that. Well, I mean, she has to make sure that she doesn't give them access to it.
Yeah, that's the thing. If she's playing with quiet weight, she's going to leave some sort of net off, yeah. But she definitely has to keep the shooter, or keep the target rock around here.
Yeah, actually, she's saying, if I come and hit it more nose and pop it up a few inches and get shot, then even if they hit it, she still has a rock to either tap up or she.
Yeah. All right, front end making its way down here. All right, Sandra, what's the call here?
Let's see. Well, I mean, to me, she's got a couple of shots, right? So she can angle tap so that she's basically frozen on the back yellow, a very finesse shot. She can actually play a little bit more weight and angle tap to actually move the yellow back enough that your red sits there and you keep your shooter in play, like maybe over on the side of the 8.
Yeah.
She probably doesn't want to bring her weight up, though.
No, yeah, that's a scary part here. I think they're just tapping it up just a tiny bit here, trying to catch just a little bit of the button.
Yeah. And like notice how like everybody keeps avoiding the right side of the sheet because it's really inconsistent over there.
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely a spot where the rocks are not finishing like they should. And yet I think if you come in a little bit, they do finish. So, you can't count on anything consistent on that side.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to have to throw that.
Yeah.
In the 8th end here. Yeah. Taking a lot of time with this one. I mean, it is a very important shot here. I don't know. I don't like the quiet tap. I feel like you have to be. I mean, if you hit that a hair on the low side, it's really not good for you. But almost like playing with just a tiny bit of weight, where it's like tap to frozen or tap to move it.
Yeah. See, she's going to bring her weight up a little bit. Okay. So they just have to make sure that they hit it off nose. If you hit it off nose, like on the high side.
Yeah.
I mean, you could even hit it at an angle enough that you roll your shooter maybe over towards the corner guard. But I don't know if she's still that much weight.
First rock, we're slinging a negative in here. This one's out there a ways. Definitely not getting to the nose here. Oh, it's starting to move there a little bit at the end there.
Oh, nice shot.
That's a nice shot.
Yeah, except that, I mean, you can definitely get to that shot. You can get to it with a draw, tap. You tap that rock back, a couple inches, and they, like Team Laws has really got a tough, they're really in a tough spot.
Yeah, losing their shooter there. Because I thought, keeping that shooter around gives them something to work with,
Yeah.
But I'm worried this is a lot of ice. This is kind of one of those shots where I almost like taking a tiny bit of less ice because you can afford to be, you can try to keep it up and tap it a little bit, but
yeah. Except that there's a certain point where it just cuts and they can't hold it anymore. And then their yellow one in the top 8, that's going to be in the way.
Yeah. A little bit of discussion here. Are they discussing weight or the line here, you think?
I would say they're discussing line, but we'll see. Like, this is actually, I think she's got a great shot coming because it's gonna cut.
This is coming in really nicely.
Oof! But did she get shot? Because if she doesn't have shot, then Selena doesn't even have to throw her last rock. It's hard to tell.
Oh man, yeah. I think it's Laws here.
I think it's Laws.
I think it's Laws here. Gosh.
Well, they've stopped looking at it, so they must think that Kim is shot. Or maybe it's so close that they have to do something and they can't take a chance.
Yeah, I mean, it's... Oh. Okay. Last rock for
the game.
On it early out of hand here. Just want to make sure we're getting to the close side here. It's pretty close. Is this gonna...
Nice shot.
Yeah, nice shot. Navigates a pretty delicate shot there. Evan makes the quiet tap. He's a shooter for shot rock and wins this game 6-5 over Team Kim. We'll have more action here. If you guys will head on over to curlingzone.com, or if you're not already, subscribe to the Curling Zone YouTube page here, and you'll get notifications on which sheets are going and which sheets will also have commentary. Any last thoughts, Sandra?
No, I think that obviously that game came down to the wire. Team Kim played a great end to get a 3 to get back tied. And it was a great shot by Selena to put the game away. So great. Congrats to Team Laws and great game, both teams.
Yeah, definitely well played by both games and good, fun, exciting ending. So, on behalf of Sandra and McMakin, my name is Mark Nell. I'm signing off.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.